Hey bourbon enthusiasts, I'm Tim the Suburban Dad. Today I want to talk to you about my most anticipated bottles for 2022. Not just ones that are coming out that are going to be available, but ones that I am especially excited about and will do my absolute best to hunt down. So let's get to it. Now I'm going to list these in no particular order because it's really hard for me to pick a favorite out of these different groups. First that comes to mind is Maker's Mark, their finishing series, wood finishing series. Last year was the FAE 01 and 2. This year is going to be the BRT 01 and 02. And I have just really fallen in love with Maker's special releases like this. If you've only ever tried base model Makers, do not think that that's as good as it gets. Oh my goodness. Even Maker's 46 is way better than that, and their special releases have been fantastic. I'm really excited to see what this year brings. Last year FAO1 was a little bit more fruity, FAO2 was a little bit more oaky and vanilla caramel. So I'm really excited to see what they're doing this year. Definitely going to hunt those down as best I can. Now, some of you are in a position where you can buy a bunch of different bottles and it's not such a big deal. Awesome, good for you. I'm trying to bourbon on a budget-ish, so I'm getting more and more picky as to which ones I'm actually hunting down. Because this year, there's a lot of great new bottles coming out, but I'm excited to keep trying some of the everyday drinkers that you find on the shelves that I just haven't gotten to yet. So that's always an option too. So first category, Maker's Wood Finishing Series. Next one is Booker's. Booker's were slated to have 4 different batches. And the reason why Booker's is so tempting and keeps me so engaged is because each new batch is so unique and so different. And I never fully know what it's going to be like. There definitely have been some batches that I really didn't care for as much, but I would say that even the worst Booker's is still better than a lot of other bottles. So it's still a gamble sometimes, and with the price increasing, it's up around $100 now, which is rough, but I'm still willing to take the gamble at this point. Plus, you can always wait till it gets to your local whiskey bar and try it there first, and then decide whether or not it's worth the effort on your end. So there's that too. Third one, anything new that Balcones is going to put out. Balcones is a Texas-based company. You may or may not have heard it before. If you've watched any of my videos, you probably have. You're welcome. If you haven't tried it yet, try it. It's amazing. They last year put out some new stuff, including Pilgrimage. They did a collaboration with ZZ Top. Is either the end of last year or beginning of this year that it did that one. The problem is I live in Missouri and they are in Texas. They have some of their baseline bottles that are available all over the country. Some of these new releases are only locally available in Texas, so might have to find an excuse to make it down to Texas again to grab some of these bottles. They haven't released any info about what's coming up that's new, but what they have said is some of their single barrels are going to be more widely available. Already I've seen single malt and single barrel rye, so cask strength rye single barrel picks available in Missouri, which is really awesome because just a year or two ago there was no Balcones in Missouri. So we're moving ahead with leaps and bounds here. Those are my most anticipated categories of new bourbons coming out. I didn't list the really hard to get stuff like Buffalo Trace products, mostly because if I come across those and the stars align perfectly, fantastic. I'm not at the stage of my bourbon journey where I really feel the need to kill myself trying to find those. Things like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, again, if I'm able to come across it, find it at a reasonable price, yeah, I'll probably get one. Larceny Barrel Proof, Really not a fan of larceny. I haven't yet tried barrel proof. I'd probably do that one at a whiskey bar first before I invest in a bottle. But stay tuned for when I do come across those bottles. I'll be sure to share my thoughts with you, as well as, like I said, some of the common everyday things you see on the shelf that are new to me. I'll let you know what I think of those too. Thanks for watching today. Like this video and, gosh, subscribe. Just do it. You need to. It's important. Talk to you all soon. Cheers.